Thousands of Yemenis gathered in cities across Yemen participating in the weekly pro-Palestinian rally. The focus this week was condemning the strikes by the UK and the US on Hodeidah city that killed 16 people and injured several others. As tensions ratcheted up in the Red Sea, protesters flooded the streets in Sada, Marib, Rema, Amran, Ib and Taz in Yemen, chanting slogans against the US and the UK. Yemen's capital of Sana'a also hosted another million-man march on Friday evening, following the escalation. The British and US forces struck the Houthi targets in Yemen for the fifth time in a joint military operation since January. In response, Yemen's Houthis launched a missile attack in the direction of the US aircraft carrier Eisenhower in the Red Sea. The Biden administration, however, denied such an attack taking place.
And in response to these crimes and under the framework of responding the US-British aggression and in continuation to support the Palestinian people, the missile and navy forces in the Yemeni armed forces carried out a joint military operation targeting the American Eisenhower aircraft carrier in the Red Sea.
British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said that the strike on Houthis was conducted in self-defense and were aimed at deterring an ongoing threat posed through the Bab al-Mandeb Strait. Yemen's Iran-backed Houthis have threatened to escalate attacks on the Red Sea shipping lanes after overnight strikes, saying that the escalation will be met with escalation.
Last night, the RAF successfully conducted a fifth set of strikes against Houthi military targets in Yemen. Alongside the US, these strikes were conducted to further degrade the military capabilities of the Houthis and to prevent further attacks on international shipping. The strikes were taken in self-defense in the face of an ongoing threat that the Houthis pose.
Now, the US Central Command said that it targeted 13 Houthi strongholds in a bid to degrade their ability to attack shipping. Loud explosions resonated in the capital of Sana'a and the port city of Hodeidah overnight. The strikes also targeted telecoms infrastructure in the town of Taiz. Yemen's health authorities said more than 40 were wounded in Hodeidah alone. But it remains unclear whether the casualties were civilians or militants. Airstrikes also hit areas around the international airport in Sana'a, the Al Salif port and the Al Hawak district south of Hodeidah city. Now, the Iran-aligned Houthi movement in Yemen started the commercial shipping blockade in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden in November last year. They say that their attacks are being carried out in solidarity with the Palestinian militant group Hamas. Houthis have launched hundreds of missiles and armed drones at Israel, demanding an end to the conflict in the besieged Gaza Strip by disrupting the vital shipping lane. The Iran-backed Yemeni rebel group says it aims to increase international pressure on Israel to halt its Gaza offensive. Their commercial vessels hijacking and targeting of ships, including those having no links to Israel, has had an adverse impact to 15% of global seaborne trade. Most cargo vessels now have to use a much longer route around southern Africa due to threat to the freedom of navigation. And this, of course, has spiked freight costs by 25 to 30%. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.